Hello, well, good morning. Welcome back to TrimmyTube. So I was just watching some TV, and there was a story that came across about Adam22 and No Jumper, and about like kind of all the controversy that he's gotten himself into, and how basically like his whole team has like abandoned him. And so I don't know if anybody who's watching this is aware of who Adam22 is. He's got like probably the biggest hip hop based podcast, just one of the biggest podcasts in general. It's called No Jumpers, his platform, and basically started out in around 2015 by finding like SoundCloud rappers, like kind of underground rappers that nobody had really heard of. That was on this like SoundCloud thing that was kind of popular back in that time period, and he developed a following from underground rap fans. Like his background is like he's a BMX rider, and he used to try to do stuff based on that before, but then he found out that he was more successful when he talked about rap music. So he got a couple of really important interviews along the way, like his interview with XXXTentacion. Oh my god, I just totally massacred the Extension. Well, that is like goes down as definitely one of his best interviews, but it's just an amazing interview. Period. I mean, that kid was just like, I'll do videos on him later. Just what an unbelievable person he was, and who he could have been if you look past, like the negativity that was surrounding him, like a lot of these young guys, young rappers. But this video is about Adam22. So he began to become more and more famous, kind of like doing these interviews. People who now are just not like unknown SoundCloud rappers, like more famous people are coming on, but it was more like he was always trying to get people when they're on the come up, you know what I mean? So, and then now he also started to incorporate other hosts and other people, and it basically became like almost like a TV or a radio channel, like No Jumper. Like there was several different shows, and there was different people who had different shows, and different people would like co-star with him and do things like this. And he started careers of certain people that if they didn't work in No Jumper, people probably wouldn't know who they are. Definitely not as many people who know who they are now would know them. So, anyways, I don't know. I started watching No Jumper, and there was some good interviews. I definitely liked a lot of the people that he had on there. I liked a lot of his co-hosts, like especially AD. I think AD is like a real good dude. I like the way he handles himself, how there's respect for other people, and just his basic he just like it's the show takes place out in LA, and he is from LA, and he understands how it works out there. And basically, Adam kind of like needs somebody like AD to explain to him how everything works out there, because Adam has no clue. He's from Nashua, New Hampshire. And so also I liked House Phone. House Phone was good too. House Phone was one of his original guys. He started a show called Disconnected, his own little side show. Good, funny guy. You know what I mean? He's got good comic relief. T-Rel is also a South Central LA native. He's funny. He's got good input. He knows the streets of LA, and he understands a lot. So these are guys that Adam kind of put around him to give himself a little bit of legitimacy, and also to give them a chance to make it, But I don't know, like after I started watching it more and more, and especially since like over the past year, it's like seems to switch. It's a lot more negative. Like there's not so much talk about music or rap. It's more based upon like the streets and gangs and beefs and just a lot of negativity. They're not really talking about music and people making it in music and like what's your like there's not many questions being asked about music and about how these guys are musically. They're asking them about like their beefs, like what neighborhood they're from, like what set they're from, what, who they represent, like if they ever done jail time, like what kind of illegal stuff they do, a lot of sex talk, and then Adam's wife or daughter, mother of his daughter, is a big star in OnlyFans, and so then Adam started doing OnlyFans with her, and they have a page together, and then they started their own show called Plug Talk, where they interview different porn stars and then have sex with them after. And you could tell the guy thinks he's so cool because he's doing it, and probably a lot of people do think he's cool because he's doing it. But for me, I'm 40 years old, and he's only like a year younger than me. It's like, man, like, come on. Like, it's not a really good message to be sending to young kids, like, that this is, like, the way of life, like, because it's, like, unrealistic, first of all. And second of all, it's just, like, it's not really healthy. Like, I don't know. I don't know. It just started, when all that stuff started happening, it started to kind of rub me the wrong way. I stopped watching it as much, because I was like, this really has nothing to do with rap anymore. And it was just, like, a lot of mess, you know? So then... I haven't really watched it for a while. Like, I remember seeing something on YouTube about them, how he was opening up this new giant facility and studio, and he was like giving, you know, everybody their own offices, and I was like, oh, well, that's cool. You know, he's at least taking care of the people that he, you know, has helped him get to where he is. And then he brought in this new guy, Sharp, who's like an ex-pimp supposedly, and he's very like disrespectful to women, and just, I don't know, it's just like they're promoting like pimping and stuff like that. It's not something like, I don't know, it's kind of just not something that I don't know. It shouldn't be promoted, you know? Somebody who pimps out women for money, like, disrespects them, like, that's funny and entertaining. I don't know. I don't think so. So anyway, so the YouTube show I just watched was saying about how everything's basically falling apart now. House phone, actually, I guess, like, Adam did something pretty shady. Like, he interviewed a transsexual woman that had a relationship with House phone. House phone was like, please don't put that interview out like that. That's super embarrassing. And Adam's like, oh, I'll edit it so they'll never know it's you. And then he released it basically the way it was, and House phone was like horrified. And I guess he confronted him about it. And there was also something to do about House phone's mother dying or something. I don't know. There was just a lot of disrespect and a lot of anger boiling up. And I guess House phone like went after Adam on camera during an interview, like threw something at him, and they had to split them all up. And it's ugly because House phone doesn't really seem like that kind of guy. He seems like a pretty laid back, like fun type of guy, you know. So to get pushed that far, and then Adam ended up letting AD go, and then he went behind his back and said something. AD is like his rock, you know, and then he said something to somebody about AD, and that person went back to AD and said it, and AD was like, whoa, man, like, you talking behind my back? And AD don't play that. He's respectful, and he's nice, and he's been there for Adam. He's carried him a long way, probably got him, you know, made him survive out in LA for a lot longer than he probably would have by himself. And, you know, he's just, like, kind of talking smack about the guy, and AD's like, I ain't having it. So he left with T-Rel and a few others, and they'd already started streaming ahead of time. They kind of had this probably in plan to go. It wasn't just like they just left. You know, I think they were planning to do something like this. And honestly, I'm happy. Like, I think that they'll be way better off by themselves. I think that their content will be better. I think No Jumper is pretty toxic in general, and it's not really a good... It's not promoting like the right stuff. It's not promoting the music. It's not promoting the artists. It's promoting like beef and negativity and street stuff. And Adam isn't even about that stuff. He's from Nashua, New Hampshire. Like, why is he just... It's like interesting to him, but it's like this is people's lives and it affects their lives and stuff. And he's just very, very irresponsible because he's been given like a good amount of like power and like he can do a lot of different things, like, you know what I mean? But he's choosing to use that for negative, and it's like, I don't know, it just seems like kind of a waste. But I don't know. We'll see what happens. I mean, he's definitely going to change the direction of his show, whether he's going to change the name or completely. And I'm interested to see, you know, what happens with House Phone and T-Rel and AD and other people that I liked from that show. And I'm sure that they'll be successful because they've gained lots of fans for themselves. And I was like, oh, blah, blah, you know, I made them. And it's like, I don't know if they made you or they made your show. You know what I mean? So I'm just glad. I'm not glad to see something bad happen to Adam22, but I just don't think he's a really like that great of a guy. And I think he could do a lot more with like the situation he's been giving, you know. And he could be a lot more responsible, and he could be a lot more thoughtful. So that's all I gotta say. I'm a huge fan of hip hop. I love rap, and like when I watch podcasts and stuff about rap, it's like I want to hear about rap. You know what I mean? I want to hear about all like some other stories are entertaining and stuff, but it's like I want to hear about the rap. So if you guys like my video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe. I'll have another video coming up soon. I just wanted to pop this one in here just because I saw that. I just wanted to give my take on it. So have a nice day. Take care.